uncertainty and identity. I was born 3 months premature. According to my mother, I had a 20% chance of survival at birth. Whenever I have to share an interesting fact about myself, that's my go-to, mainly because I'm not great under pressure. I love basketball, but you don't want me taking the last shot. Some people become diamonds under pressure. I prefer to stay charcoal, and if you've ever seen a charcoal sketch, you'll know exactly why I say that. My favorite color combination is navy blue and cherry red. I love black cherries and maraschino cherries. I despise Bing cherries. I love navy blue because it reminds me of my dad. But I hate sky blue because it looks undercooked. I wear it anyway because it looks good on me. I love the aesthetic appeal of chevrons. I prefer my coats and blazers have elbow patches. If I can, I handwrite before I type, and despite my many involvements requiring it, I abhor public speaking. Something about having all eyes on me makes me unable to function, even if those eyes aren't actually on me. Despite the best efforts of fundamentalist Christians, white domestic terrorists, the KKK, Fred Phelps, metropolitan police departments, the Republican presidential hopefuls, and the musical stylings of Iggy Azalea, I have always managed to be my own worst enemy. I couldn't be any less concerned about perpetuating standards of masculinity. Especially being black, Eurocentric masculinity is a game I'm never going to win. I'm also a hypocrite. I like having a beard, I love sports, and I love when I'm physically larger than my sexual or romantic partners. As much as I hate the restrictive nature of masculinity, I hate even more that I don't know who I am without it. You know that feeling where your whole body quivers at once, pins and needles shoot out of your extremities like someone ran a current through your body? I feel that every time I see a cop car. Fear is a conditioned response. It doesn't matter that I'm a student at the #1 honors program in the country, and it doesn't matter who my grandmother is. I'm a motherfucking monster masquerading as a man. It doesn't matter because they treat all lives like they don't matter except their own. I'm tired. I'm tired of old rich white dudes inventing reasons for brown people to die. I'm tired of the fact that we as a country decided it was acceptable for someone to open fire in an elementary school, that we can stomach violence predicated against children, foreign and domestic. I'm tired of being asked why I don't salute a flag that was stitched together from the fruits of the labor of my ancestors. I'm tired of being made to feel like I have to pick which identity is most important to me. I'm happy that I'm 21. I'm scared to be so close to graduation, but I'm excited for the uncertainty. I'm still learning how to be in love with myself. I'm in love with a beautiful artist, and I'm in love with being in love. I'm grateful that my early adolescence was so shitty. I really enjoy cheap wine because it gets the job done, and I really love expensive cheeseburgers because sometimes a little pomp and circumstance is a good thing. Sometimes I wish my parents were more queer-friendly, but then I feel bad because they could be so much worse. Other people's struggles don't negate my own. But maintaining perspective is easier said than done, even when you have 25/20 vision, especially when other people's thoughts are so opaque. I'm learning MMA because if they're going to lie and say I was armed after they kill me, I may as well make my body a weapon. That, and I've just always low-key been interested in fighting sports. I wrestled in high school, and the most important lesson I learned is that you can't make anyone do anything. I weigh 193 pounds, give or take 5. I'm 5'10" when I wear my boots. My arms stretched next Tuesday, I talk with my hands, and sometimes accidentally hit the people I'm talking to. I've never gotten a parking ticket because I don't own a car. It's not very hard to annoy me. I have several nephews and a niece. I don't want kids for the next 10 years, but sometimes with them, I want to skip the next 10 years. I'm a very easy man to please. I like scented candles, bath bombs, and chocolate at the same time. I dream of piloting an X-Wing, despite being profoundly afraid of heights and moving at high speeds. I can be kind of impulsive, particularly about tattoos. I don't know what my first word was, and I don't like to think about what my last word will be. I claim Philadelphia because that's what's on my birth certificate, even though that's not where I was raised. And I have an affinity for boys that are bad for me. I'm the most complex person I know, while I'm also the simplest person I know. I asked my friends to describe me once, and they said infectious, jovial, ambitious, discerning, because sometimes I forget who I am. Because some days I'm a 5,000-piece jigsaw puzzle where some pieces are missing and a few have gotten wet from the tears of the person putting it together. And some days I'm a stained glass window. I'm filtering light, trying to make it more beautiful, entirely unaware if I'm actually doing so. And if I'm lucky, every now and again I get to be a Bic pen, simple and functional. I'm the son of a man who's better at spelling out I love you with his bare hands by rearranging the stars than he is at forcing air past his vocal cords and forming the letters with his tongue. I'm the child of a woman who wants to hold on to her family as tight as she can, and the older I get, the easier it is to let her do so. I'm the brother of a woman who doesn't know how to love half-heartedly, and I'm the brother of a man who makes sure I don't know how powerful I am too soon. I want to make sure queer adolescents don't ever have to feel like I did, because in 21 years I've learned that I'd rather be burying the hatchet than burying a body. And I've learned that it's better to fold your cards than it is to fold in on yourself, and that sometimes nobody can hug you like an oversized sweatshirt can. I realized around 13 years old why I love Impressionist art so much. It's a mess when you examine it closely, but it's a very organized and incredibly systematic mess. So yeah, that was my poem titled, because I just titled it before I started this video, so I don't remember what it is. It's titled On Uncertainty and Identity. Titling poems is the hardest part for me. My name is Joseph. This is the first video of its kind, because I have 2 on my channel already, but those were just from slams that I've already done. But this is the first one I've done where I've actually done a poem and am now talking to you guys. I'm in my friend Nathan's room recording, so this Kingdom Hearts poster, that's not actually mine. I'm sorry if I gave the wrong impression. I don't like Kingdom Hearts like that. I respect it, but I don't play it. Anyway, so yeah, slam poetry. I started doing slam poetry around early October of 2015, so it's been about 4 or 5 months at this point that I've been doing it, and I'm really excited because I'm planning on stepping my game up a little bit in 2016 and doing a lot more open mics, writing a lot more. I actually have a challenge for this year with a friend of mine where she has an affinity for only writing sad poems, and I have an affinity for only writing love poems. So at least once a month we're writing a poem that is the opposite of our style. So maybe for me, not necessarily sad, but just not a love poem, and for her, not necessarily a love poem, but just not a sad poem. And I'm really excited because you guys are going to see some of the fruits of my labor from that. And this was actually the first of that challenge, and I actually did that poem for a class assignment for a project that has to have a media component, so voila, I figured this would be the perfect time to do it. It's a project, it's an about me assignment. I basically have to explain who I am in a presentation that lasts at least 5 minutes. And, I mean, I guess in a fake deep kind of way, it's basically who I am in very much of a nutshell, honestly. I know it was kind of a long poem. It's probably the longest poem I've ever written, but it's basically me in a nutshell. I'm not a simple person, but I'm at the same time a very simple person, and I'm really not a hard man to please. Like a bath bomb and some chocolate, and that's all I really need. I guess a little bit about myself that I didn't talk about in the poem. I am 5'9". I'm 5'10" in my boots, but I'm 5'9". I do love basketball. I went to school in Jacksonville, Florida. That's where I was raised, but I do claim Philadelphia because it's on my birth certificate, and I love the city of Philadelphia. And it's not even necessarily that I hate Jacksonville. I'm just not the biggest fan of Jacksonville, and I feel like those of you who know me in real life are probably like, you're a liar, don't tell on me. Actually, speaking of the chevron thing, this is my dad's pea coat that he had when he was in the Navy. So yeah, the chevron thing. It's really nice when it gets really cold outside because it's like 30 degrees outside right now, and walking over here I couldn't tell if I was warm because the coat was working or if I was warm because I didn't need it. And then a wind chill came and I was like, okay, it's a good coat. I mean, there's not really much more to me. I'm not really a complicated person. I'm really not. I love video games, not Kingdom Hearts, obviously, but, you know, adventure games like Tomb Raider, Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, things like that. Nathan's nodding his head. So yeah, I guess this is it for me for right now. Usually, I like to do more topical poems. I guess I'll talk about my poetry. I like to do a lot of topical poems. Like I said, I write a lot of love poems, but I also write a lot of things pertaining to things like, you know, like culture of masculinity, like feminism, things like you know, racial justice, especially in America. Because, you know, it looks different everywhere, but anti-blackness is global. So yeah, things like that. So usually I probably will have a lot of poems where I will like write something down and then share it and then talk about that topic. But I figured this would be a good time for like an introductory poem. So that was me. This is me. My name is Joseph. Feel free to hit subscribe if you like it. Hit like. Feel Feel free to leave comments if you want to, but be nice, because if you're mean, I will not respond. That's just me. I have enough negativity in my life without you guys adding to it. Thank you. And yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.